My name is Amy Purdy, and I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was a snowboarder. For some reason, I had this feeling that something was going to happen. 2 weeks later, I was on a hospital bed in an emergency room, fighting for my life. I remember the day that the doctor walked in and said that he was going to have to amputate my legs. Totally walked out of the hospital, actually rolled out of the hospital because I was in a wheelchair, but left the hospital a completely different person than who I was when I entered. And I left still feeling beautiful. Like, even though I didn't have my legs, but I mean, when do you ever think about your legs and your feet? I mean, really, like, your legs and your feet are not you know, are not what make you beautiful.
The cool thing about 6 a.m. is we're touching on stuff that not a lot of people like to talk about. They kind of like to shut the door on, and subjects that really aren't easy for people to swallow. We have an opportunity to kind of go, hey, you know, everybody's human. No one's better than the next guy, and everybody has a beautiful side. And some choose to see it from the outside, and some choose to see the beauty from the in.
The making of this whole record has had a huge impact on all of us personally, because once you start exploring that, once you start exploring what it is about yourself that makes you judge, you start living your life differently. You start living your relationships differently. You start meeting people differently. I think that we explore that in a lot of the songs on this record.
I love being inspired. So if this book or this album or any of the pieces of this whole mad puzzle can inspire somebody to do something that they've actually wanted to do, which is to pick up a guitar or pick up a pen, you know, pick up a paintbrush, just pick up your feet and head where you want to go, then that's exciting for me.
What strikes me so much about what's going on in the world today, you're hearing of these just painful stories of teenagers taking their lives because they've been bullied or they've been made to, you know, feel lesser than somebody else or made to feel ugly. I think that we explored that a lot in this record, in the writing of these songs, and I certainly know that Nicky in his photography has explored that to, you know, to depths that I think that most people would be afraid to explore it. Just that study has worked its way into almost all of the songs on this new record in one form or another. I think that we have to ask ourselves, how did we learn to judge people, and how can we keep from teaching the next generation of children, how can we keep them from learning that horrible skill?
Society definitely has a warped sense on what beauty is, because I've personally been looked at and judged, and what's funny is 9 times out of 10 people are like, wow, you know, when I first met you I thought this way, and once I got to know you, you're like the nicest guy. And I think overall a lot of people in this world deal with that and deal with people judging them. And throughout life I met, you know, different people like Nicky and James and different friends that I realized, wow, you know, I'm not alone in this world. There are people that have gone through this similar experiences and feel the same way.
I have had such an amazing experience photographing these wonderful people, writing the music with James and DJ, influenced by these wonderful people, and having the songs that we've written 6 a.m. influenced me to do something different as a photographer.
The new record, This Is Gonna Hurt, was an incredibly difficult record for us to write and to make, because we knew that we were going to be dealing with issues of people's perception of beauty, whether it's inner beauty or outer beauty. Your initial reaction is, you know, my gosh, this imagery is painful. It's hard to look at. But then you start asking yourself, wait a second, why is this hard to look at? It's only hard to look at because of something inside of me, and because I'm starting to judge something for whatever reason it is, and I'm not looking at it for its true beauty.
We pushed ourselves so hard musically, but not intentionally. I think we did it because we were all pulling from so many feelings, just so much pain and so much anger. And you know, for me personally, when I close my eyes and just, you know, dive into the guitar, literally, I mean, I'd be done recording and I'd listen back and I wouldn't even remember that's what I played.
There's so many layers to this as I was writing the book, and we were writing the songs, and some of the songs, like the song Are You With Me Now, and saying to the listener, and James and DJ saying to the listener, are you with me now? Are you ready to dig into the things that scare you and expose the raw nerve and get on with our lives?